fantasy football. We're not going to mock draft today. I wanted to mock draft. I wanted to do best ball draft, but I wasn't feeling up to mock drafting. It's a big whole ordeal. I like doing these one-on-one late night talks with you. And when we get past a certain time, like 1 a.m., 1:30 a.m. Eastern, I kind of throw mock drafting out the window, and then we come out here and we do a little Q&A, which isn't always. It's like once or twice a week. So here we are. Streets of Phoenix, Q&A, talking fantasy football. So file on in here. What's up, Niners for life? Appreciate you being here. What's up, RS at 49ers in the building? So there's a little bit of a challenge here. I was on an Instagram live, okay, and I mocked up a Trey Lance touchdown because the Niners play tomorrow. And I said if we get to 100 viewers, which we most certainly will, they kind of trickle in as the notifications go out. If we get to 100, I'll replay the touchdown run on the grass here that I did on Instagram and then do the worm in a touchdown celebration. So here we are. Once we get to 100 viewers, we'll go ahead and do that. We'll do it live. But until then, hit me with some questions. Let's go. Fantasy football talk, injuries, fantasy questions, trade advice, sleepers. Is it Kenny Walker season? We got Rashad Penny already banged up. Melvin Gordon already banged up. Is it Javonte season? Is it Kenneth Walker season? Or are these starters going to be held back by their counterparts for a little bit longer? What's up, Joel? What's up, Cam? Graveyard crew is tired. We're a little late tonight. So we'll see. At work, thanks for the entertainment. What's up, Chris? Back from Atlanta, attaboy Frake. Who lasts longer, Cook or CMC? Probably, I don't know. That's a good question, bro. Probably could fall at the same time if they both. I'd say maybe Cook. Maybe Cook lasts longer. I don't know. No, we'll go CMC. But I'm not trusting either one of them. You know, CMC, Cook, I don't know. George Pickens about to go Randy Moss on the league starting Sunday. I don't know about that, but I think we're looking at a pretty big breakout, bro. I love Pickens. I think at some point during the year, I mean, everybody's so high on this freaking, Deontay Johnson that they're overlooking the fact that Pickens might be a better wide receiver. In one calendar year from today, we might be talking about the number one wide receiver option being Pickens, and people are going to get mad about that. Deontay Johnson owners are going to get mad about that. Jerry Jeudy or Michael Pittman. I mean, that's pretty close, almost a toss-up, bro. A lot of Pittman owners will tell you Pittman because they're taking him in the third and fourth round. I think Pittman's probably safer. He's the number one wide receiver clearly as of this moment. And Jeudy and Sutton are kind of tied for trying to become the best wide receiver on that Broncos roster. Now, is the Broncos number 2 or 1A and 1B better than the Colts number 1? Everybody giving Matt Ryan all the flowers so far when we don't know what we're really going to get. But I don't know. I kind of feel like I'd go Pittman. That's safe, but don't count Jeudy out. I'm picking 12th in a PPR, says Anthony. Rather take CD, Javonte, or Debo. I think Davante Adams is going to be your safest bet there, and his ADP is higher, but it doesn't mean I always like a player just because their ADP is higher. But I think in general, you're going to see Adams go ahead of CD Lamb and Debo. Debo and Lamb are both kind of almost dead even at like 12, 13, 14 overall. Adams is like a 10, 11, 12 overall pick. All very close. So close you could go with your gut. I would go with whatever player you believe is going to be the better player. You think Adams is going to have a disappointing start? Will the rapport be there right away for Carr and Adams, old longtime buddies, former college football teammates? Or will they struggle? Will the footballs not be there, the touchdowns not be there, and will CeeDee Lamb be the number one wide receiver out of that group? Here's what I'm going to say. Ultimately, Adams is safest, but I'm going to say CeeDee Lamb. I'm going to say CeeDee Lamb finishes as the number 4 wide receiver in 2022. He's been looking great. Dak and him are connected in that Denver Bronco practice or scrimmage. CeeDee Lamb was all over the place. Lighten it up. CeeDee Lamb, in my opinion, is the number 4 wide receiver. It's a little bit more risky. Adams is a bit safer, but I'm not about safety. You know that about me. I'm all about the upside, baby. Give me CeeDee Lamb. Give me CeeDee Lamb. Maybe you trade down, I don't know, or you just reach a little bit, take Lamb. It's a Lamb season. Gabe Davis a good flex? Yeah, I'd say he's a good flex, sure. Smitty, rate my team. Dan, let's see. Dak, Lamb, Sutton, Naji, Javonte, Hunter Henry, ETN, CEH. Who should I trade to strengthen at tight end? I don't know, bro. I mean, you could trade CEH if he starts off, hot. Other than that, you don't want to trade any of those big guns, bro. So I don't know that I think I'm just picking up, working the waiver wire. And you don't want to trade Javonte now. He's only going to increase in value. ETN's only going to increase in value. You got a group of guys I like, but you can't really trade them. So I wait. I work the waiver wire, bro. Anthony, you're welcome. Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson. We're at about 70 viewers. We get to 100. I'm going to act out my blue 32 flux capacitor left touchdown run. I pre-acted Trey Lance's touchdown run in celebration, saying that he would do the worm in the end zone. I did it here in the graphs on Instagram. I'll repeat it here on the Fantasy Football Show YouTube channel. 72 of you in here. Usually we get about 100 or so anyway in these live streams once we get going. Usually it's about 50 to 70 at first, and the people trickle in. The people find us. The people find their way inside the Fantasy Football Show here in the late night graveyard shift. 73 of you in here dropping fire. So keep at it. Rapid fire questions. Hit me with them. Let's go. Smitty, what does Miss Smitty think of you being live on the streets? Half the time she has no idea I'm out here, bro. I'll leave at night. This is my shift. I'm supposed to be listening at the baby monitor. And the other half of the time, so half the time she doesn't know I'm out. The other half of the time, I'll get a text message, you're out, because the baby's crying and the baby monitor is sitting there unattended. I roll the dice. I'm a dice roller. That's why I just told you CeeDee Lamb over Davante Adams. I roll the dice. How many times has little Smitty woken up between this time and 2 hours from now? 1 every 15? I'm going to take that gamble. So here I am, making content at the expense of getting in trouble. Smitty really ignoring the baby monitor for fantasy football. Look, the baby's not home alone. The baby monitor is sitting right by Mrs. Smitty. And so she's going to wake up with the baby monitor and no Smitty. It's like, the meatloaf was cold. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I hope he's not watching. Shout out to little Smitty for staying asleep. Yeah, stay asleep, little Smitty. Don't have Miss Smitty texting me. Where are you? The baby is crying. The monitor is here, right by the bed. I leave it right by her. It's sitting right by there with a pillow and an empty side of the bed. Jamar Chase or JJ? Give me Jamar Chase all day long. 80 people in here. If we get to 100, I'm reenacting. I keep saying reenacting. I'm going to preemptively act out the Trey Lance walk-in touchdown tomorrow, and then do the secret surprise touchdown celebration live on the show. All we need is 100 people in here. We got 84, 15 more people. DM your friends, get them in here. You want to see Smitty get hurt? Want to pull a hammy? Trying to do a touchdown celebration. Where are we at? What's the question? What should I do with the 9th pick? You got flow draft, bro. I can't possibly know who's going to be available. No one can. Graveyard crew, let's go. 82 of you in here. Miss Smitty looking for a monitor for senior Smitty. She probably has like a tile tracker on me right now, and she knows where I'm at. But the funny thing is, people ask me all the time, Smitty, doesn't Miss Smitty think you're up to something if you're always out of the house in the middle of the night? I mean, you put 2 and 2 together. If you can't find me, check my YouTube or my Instagram. I'm probably 1,000% live. So pretty easy to keep track of me. Baby Smitty needs to understand fantasy football is life. Look, I'm not trying to be an a-hole here, but Tom Brady taking this life family balance, okay? You don't do that in August. Even my family knows. In August, it is what it is. In September, it is what it is. October, November, December, you can kind of massage the schedule and try to fit in something, but there's no trip in the middle of August. There's no trip in September. I'm not even a pro athlete. I'm covering the pro athlete. And there's no way I'd take a week off in the middle of August and call it family and work-life balance. There's something going on there in Tampa. I'm telling you, Tom Brady doesn't do that. There's either something not being reported about, like a family medical thing that they said wasn't, but And if that's the case, prayers up for whoever's in need or hurting or has bad health or whatever. But they came out and said it has nothing to do with the medical. No one's sick, nothing like that. That could be a wrong report, but that came out today, and they said that Tom Brady is literally taking a work life balance like break that was already planned during his retirement. You know what? You come back to work and you're playing in the NFL. You know, I'm sorry, that might sound harsh, but there's no way. Like, can you imagine Miss Smitty come? And Miss Smitty knows better. She never come to me and say, "Hey, let's take a Disneyland trip in August." She knows not to. She knows you can't even do that. That's not even possible. I wouldn't. There's no way. She wouldn't even ask me. Or September. Like occasionally she slipped in a like. What about December, October? Is there no? Can't go out of. I can go out of town on Tuesday, Wednesday, come back Wednesday evening. Like I've done that before. Like, but Thursday, no. Friday can't Friday because I got Friday and Saturday live streams. It's all about the work, baby. It's all about the work. You either grind or you don't. 100 subscribers or 100 eyeballs. Okay, so here's the touchdown. Okay, this is what Trey Lance is doing tomorrow. So hold on. There's some people coming. There's some people coming. I got to wait till they back out. Hold on a second. Can you guys still hear me very clearly? I think I'm coming through my pods. Do I sound crystal clear as I do when I'm far away? Let me check real quick. Do I sound just as clear? Okay, here we go. I did this on IG, and it apparently was a hit. This is tomorrow. Trey Lance. Blue 32, flux capacitor 7. Walks in untouched. Touchdown celebration. I think I pulled something again. Oh, both both the calves feel a little bit burning. The hammies are a little tight. I feel like Julio Jones after a day of practice. I don't know. We'll see. Smitty first round pick this year. I mean, who celebrates better than that? Like, I don't know if Trey will do that, but I know he'll score untouched. Let's see. Smitty gonna throw his hip out. Raj broken hip wall on that one. You know, I'm getting one of those stomach aches when you get like kicked in the nads. I think I might have Gronk smashed something. You know when you get kicked in, that pit of your stomach. I think I landed on something. Smitty fell to the third round. Too much injury risk. I'm ready to go, bro. I'm warmed up. Smashed his flux capacitor. CD Lamb, CD nuts. All right. Anyway, sports hernia, maybe. Smitty's knees in the doghouse. My knees feel pretty good after that. Actually, it's more so my calves are tightened up. Yeah, punch that like button. Touchdown reversed. That worm deserves it. LOL. Lance gonna do the worm with one of his teams. Okay, buddy. That's in Cortland Sutton. I like Cortland Sutton, but I like Judy a tad bit more. First pick, 16-team league, go JT, then Hall, 33, and A.J. Brown, 34. Hall, A.J. Sure, I'd like that. We need to get Smitty and I together to see who can do the gritty better. Okay, we'll practice that. Thoughts on Isaiah? On who? Which one? What player? Pop your neck. Don't. Come on, Doug. That's a little harsh. Smitty works at 10 times level. Mad respect. Thank you, Eric. Appreciate you. CD Lamb or Adams. I just talked earlier about this. CD Lamb. I take a risk. Look at me doing the worm. Take the risk the ACLs, the reconstructed knee, risk the fact that Miss Smitty, I put the baby monitor right next to her on lowest volume possible. so that if little Smitty, it's my shift. If little Smitty wakes up screaming and crying and wanting a bottle, that she's going to look over and see him gone. I'm a risky man. Okay. Oh, Isaiah, I don't know. Carrick, we'll have to see, man. Where does my boy Damian Harris going? I don't know. Maybe to the bench, baby, because Ramondre Stevenson might be Ramondre Stevenson season, pal. Javonte or Saquon Javonte by a mile. ETN or Breece Hall. Breece Hall, but I love both. Melvin got hurt, yeah. But honestly, I'm not trying to be biased here. He's all seriousness, it looks like it might be minor. So people are getting a little too excited about this particular injury. But it's a harbinger of things to come. Melvin's an old man. Melvin's an old man playing a young man's game. I've got as much wiggle as Melvin. You just saw my wiggle. Melvin ain't going to hold back a Javonte Williams. Smitty has a torn Achilles. No, my Achilles is fine, baby. I'm like a butterfly out here, hopping around, bouncing around, flying around. You got to show this video to little Smitty 21 years from now. I will. Mooney or Bateman? Give me Mooney, but it's very close. Melvin, stay healthy till season, please. So Javonte I can get him at a late second round. Sorry, the chat keeps moving on me. It's hard to see everything. Smitty, do you think August 28th to draft is it too early to draft? No, I don't think it's too early to draft August 28th. No. Smitty, do you think where was that question? DJ Moore or DK? In Dynasty, give me DK. DJ Moore's going too high. His quarterback situation is worse than McLaurin's was, last year. Melvin will be running back 1. Okay, Doug. Hey, Doug, read the room. Who's your number 1 pick in the AFC West? I'd probably say Chargers win the division, win the AFC Championship game, and win the Super Bowl, and Herbert's NFL MVP and Super Bowl MVP. Whoa, that's a lot. Yeah, Doug, take a lap. Read the room, Doug. Traded my round 1 pick, pick 2 in round 1 for round 1, pick 9, and you got a 4th rounder. Yeah. Yeah, because you're not getting JT. So Jamar Chase is arguably my number 2 anyway. Like, honestly, might be my number 2 overall in PPR. Even in half PPR, I consider it. Jamar Chase is my number 2 overall player. You can at me. You can say whatever you want. I really don't care. Number 2. And you're going to get him at 4. So you basically just got a 4th rounder for free in my book. Not to mention Naji is still a great pick if you want to go RB. You take Naji, he'll be there at 4. You take Naji and you get a free 4th rounder, bro, if I read that right. Pacheco to the moon. Yeah, I like Pacheco a lot. I've been talking this kid up a lot. We're going to do the waiver wire video tomorrow, I think. First waiver wire video of the year. It's going to obviously have a lot of preemptive waiver wire content in it. It's going to have a lot of dynasty waiver wire content in it. And it's also going to have, we're going to do dynasty waiver wire every single week, I think, on the dynasty channel too. But this particular one will have waiver wire, dynasty waiver wire, preemptive week 1. It's going to have a lot of waiver wire stuff that we're going to go over. It's going to go over a lot of guys we predict to be on waivers heading into week 1 of different. So a lot of different things all in one. My phone is already, the battery, 20%, man. I'll have to go sit in the car for a little bit of this live. Do I target Kamara with my B2B in round 2 and 3? I have the first and your best. Look, Kamara's risk. Do it in one league alone. I'm telling you, there's still a lot of components to this Kamara thing. Everybody thinks they've got this covered. Oh, yeah, Kamara's going to play. It's going to get pushed back. You don't know. The video could drop. And he's done. The NFL's taking him off the field. If the video drops, just like Ray Rice, just like Kareem Hunt, and I know that it wasn't like a domestic abuse situation like in those cases, but beating a man unconscious with your friends, and while he's unconscious, you all kick him, including Kamara, at least one time reportedly. That is as bad as every video that's been out there. If that video comes out, Kamara is done. Done. Listen to the words coming out of my mouth. Everybody in the back, let me say it one more time. Done. So if you think the video can't drop, we had a few comments earlier saying, Smitty, if it would have dropped, the video would have already leaked. No, you can't say that at all. You don't know when somebody's going to leak something illegally. So there's a real good chance that the video still drops. And if the video drops, Kamara's done. So take a chance in one league and one league at best. And I would say late second round is the earliest I go. And if you think that that's crazy to pass up on the opportunity that is Alvin Kamara, I tell you, I'd rather draft Debo Samuel. I'd rather draft a Tyreek Hill and then take a running back like Breece Hall or ETN later versus taking a Kamara if I want to fill a running back spot. That's what I'd rather do. Give me that all day long. Frank Gore is done, says Doug. Raj, what do you think about Frank Gore? Are you still here? What's the status on that? The commissioner exempt list can come out of nowhere. It certainly can, because you got to think about it from this perspective, right? The commissioner can't necessarily put someone, he can't hand down certain punishments without the legal process playing out. That's the intention of a lot of the changes that were made when the NFLPA and the NFL made a lot of changes to these processes. But you can still throw someone on the non-paid commissioner exempt list. You're paying them. Okay, so let's say the video comes out. They can't punish him based on the video necessarily, but they can certainly put him on the commissioner exempt list, paid. And that's kind of like walking up to Bob in accounting and saying, Bob, I need you to pack up your box. You're not fired. We're going to pay you, but you need to go home until we figure this out. That's what's happening. That's different than punishment. Punishment's exempt list, no pay, or you're suspended for X number of games. If the video comes out, Kamara's done. Okay, paid, but done. So you're taking one risk in one league. That's it. Paid leave, boom. He's getting paid. He's laughing in a way. But at the same time, his career is going to take a downward spiral. I low-key want to take CMC or JJ1. Do it in one league. Again, one league. Do I want Kamara? Do I want Christian McCaffrey in one league? I do, and I have him in a dynasty league, and I can't trade him for anything. So I'm gonna ride with CMC. But in a redraft league, I've done it in best ball. But do I want him in one redraft league? I suppose, and I might even have him. I have so many leagues that I'm still unsure of that I got to go look and find. Do I want him in a redraft league? One league, yeah. I kind of do. But am I going to overpay? No. When people come in and say something like a fantasy Karen or a worried William or a perturbed Peter comes into the chat and says, CMC is the number one pick, ? Like expecting me to be like, first of all, welcome to the chat. I haven't seen this person ever. They don't obviously watch my content, because if you did for even one show, CMC is not my number one overall player. But people come in and they literally say things like, Christian McCaffrey's the number one, right? Right? Uh-huh. That's a worried William. And it's weird, because maybe that's not worried William. That's oblivious Oscar. Because he's oblivious that CMC's got all kinds of risk. There's no guaranteed anything. CMC's one of the bigger risks in fantasy football because we haven't seen him in 2 years. Mike Thomas, I know everyone's excited. It's easy to think, okay, nostalgic Noah is going to come in here and say he's MT. He's going to be fine. You'll see. He's going to be the wide receiver one. Anybody that comes in and says Mike Thomas, wide receiver one, that is a nostalgic Noah that's coming in, and I don't know what's motivating this person. If I had to use my psychology experience, I'd probably say this is somebody that's being doubted themselves in their life, and that's fine. I'm not trying to be critical. I'm just giving you the psychology behind it. A nostalgic Noah that thinks Mike Thomas is going to be the number one wide receiver now is literally that guy that has never been believed in, or people don't believe in him, and he's rooting for Mike Thomas because in a sense that is him. He is Mike Thomas. He is Mike Thomas. Like Doug. I guess Doug, this applies. Doug, put earmuffs on. This might be about you. Put your earmuffs on, Doug. Come on, Dougie. We don't need you hearing this. Todd Gurley, number one, says, kid, remember that? Remember how much hate I got for beating the no Todd Gurley drum? How many people came from my neck? We're doing maybe tomorrow, maybe after this live stream. Who knows? I'm doing a Joe Burrow 5,000 time video. And we might mix it up like Joey B, cigar smoking Burrow, Joe, Joey B, Joe Burrow, Joe Cool, 5,000 times. 5,000 times might take me 2 or 3 hours. I don't really even know. Depends how fast I go. Nostalgic guy, Todd Gurley, first round, easy. Yeah, you remember people telling me how crazy I was? Look, I don't know that Henry is going to bust. I don't know that CMC is going to bust. I don't know that Mike Thomas is going to bust. I don't know that Akers is going to bust. But these are avoids if I've ever seen them in my life. These are 4 on the roulette wheel, number 4 on the roulette wheel. Could you land it? Sure. You might even have 4, 10, 18, and 25. Okay? You might have 4 numbers on the roulette wheel. So Akers, that's probably Akers. Henry might be 5 numbers. Like, there's an odds chance you're going to land it, okay? I'm not going to feel even disappointed. I won't be mad at myself. I won't even feel wrong. That's the funny part. People think I'm coming into this thing with the no Henry. At least if you draft him, you trade him by anywhere near a month and a half, okay? But I'm not even going to care. I'm not even going to care. It's not like I feel wrong. I'm painting the picture up front. It is an odds game. It is an odds game. There is an odds percentage chance, a very low one, that Henry can ball out at 28, 29, 30 carries a game, which they're most certainly going to give him because they have no A.J. Brown. They have a wide receiver crew that has never played ball before. They got Malik Willis, who's going to potentially vulture. At some point, he's going to take this quarterback job from Tannehill because Tannehill is going to crumble like a chair, like a broken folding chair once he gets out there without A.J. Brown. And this Malik Willis guy can absolutely do damage with his feet. And that's going to give the Tennessee Titans a chance because they're going to be crumbling. And they're going to be crumbling. An 8-man front after 8-man front is going to be smashing Derrick Henry behind the line of scrimmage before he has a chance to break through the hole where he can do his damage once he gets out and past the line of scrimmage. Derrick Henry's not making plays behind the line of scrimmage. If you think Derrick Henry's the quickest, most agile, shifty running back behind the line of scrimmage, you actually aren't watching games. You're watching box scores. Derrick Henry is a plotter. He's not super quick behind the line of scrimmage. He's picking and choosing his holes. He's mastered the art of finding the right seam and crease. But once he loses a step, which he most certainly could this year, walking into this year with the, I don't even know if the plate's still in his foot. We don't even know if the plate is in his foot from the injury. It still could be. It might not be. We haven't heard. But Henry is going to, at some point, he could look great in week 1. He could look great in week 2. Mr. TD, he can look as good as he did last year. He could. We don't know. But 29, 28, 30 carries a game will break him, Mr. TD. And the Titans are dumb enough to give him the ball that many times. The Titans don't know what they're doing. They got rid of A.J. Brown. They clearly don't know what they're doing. They drafted a quarterback in Malik Willis without even talking to Tannehill. They don't know what they're doing. Does anybody read the patterns that are going on here in Tennessee? They don't know what they're doing. Why would you draft a quarterback and not talk to your starting quarterback? Why would you trade away your number 1 player when you were the number 1 seed last year in your conference? What is going on in Tennessee? Bad decision making is going on in Tennessee. Bad decision makers continue to make bad decisions. Feeding Derrick Henry 27 to 28 carries a game last year got him hurt, coming off a 400 carry season and a 2,000-yard season, both of which individually would break a running back. Add them together, Derrick Henry had no shot. He had no shot at staying healthy. If you think it's a freak injury, then you don't understand injuries because every injury is a freak injury. Why was the bone susceptible to breaking? Doesn't matter. Someone steps on my foot every day. I step on my own foot every day. People step on your foot. Okay. Why did his foot break? Because he's overworked. He had a potential fracture there before it even got stepped on. Okay. Let's get real. So Derrick Henry is putting himself in a bad position because he wants the carries. Not his fault. He's hungry. And he doesn't think like we do. I'm invincible. I can do this. I give him credit. Kudos to him. Very big props to Derrick Henry. Heart, soul. I love it. I love Derrick Henry. I have nothing against Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry's a fun player to root for. And I actually can't wait to see him in week 1 because I think he'll do well in week 1. But it's unbelievable how people think this is going to work out, to an extreme degree with good odds. It's just the odds are against him. It's like having four numbers on the roulette wheel. It is possible. Good things could potentially happen all year for Henry. Four numbers, five numbers on the roulette wheel out of all the numbers and spots on that roulette wheel. That's what I'm telling you. CMC feels like about the same odds. Like, look, I love CMC, guys, but there's a reason he broke down. Everybody, you have these fantasy doctors out there that don't know fantasy half the time. I love some of them. A couple of them are actually my buddies, and I'm not speaking for all of them, but there are fantasy doctors out there that they're doctors. They know the anatomy really well. They know injuries really well. Some of them are way more versed than others. There's some guys out there that I trust, but they still don't know fantasy as well as somebody that's been doing fantasy for 20 years professionally. So when people ask me, why don't you have more fantasy doctors on? I do have fantasy doctors come on here. I do have fantasy football experts in the medical field do come on here. I do need some schooling on some areas where you definitely need to bring somebody on that has more experience with, let's say, a potential broken hip wall. I'll have Dr. Raj on here talk about broken hip wall, no question about it. But I've seen all these injuries play out, and when people try and act like Christian McCaffrey's injuries are all independently different and they aren't long term, and none of them really spell out that he's going to be injury prone and he should come in and have a fresh start. He's not. He has so much mileage. Mileage is the problem. Mileage is the problem. Christian McCaffrey has so much mileage. His likelihood of getting hurt is higher than any other running back aside from maybe Derrick Henry in the top 10. Take A.J. Brown to the bank. A.J. Brown's going to have such a big year. His knees are a little bit of a concern, on the topic of injury. But he looks good right now. He doesn't look hurt at all. He's flying around the field, landing on his side, landing on his knees. CMC is risky, but probably worth it. Probably worth it, Mr. TD? What do you mean probably worth it? I don't think he's probably worth it. One league, he's probably worth it. One league, pal. One league. Do it in one league. I actually encourage it. Do it in one league. In case I'm wrong, you get CMC all year, good. But his mileage is through the roof. His usage has been higher for any running back when he's on the field than any player in the NFL, I think. I have to see if that got changed by Henry's season per start last year, because they overworked the hell out of Henry. But Christian McCaffrey was the highest percentage of his team's offense in volume. They just fed him into the ground. And someone might come in here and have good experience with injury, as far as the injured body parts, but not see or have seen all of the years of players that have been in Christian McCaffrey's position and not see the patterns of body breaking down at a certain age. That age is now no longer 30 years old. The 30 to 31-year-old time frame was when a running back, the age of death. You were 30 years old. It was like, oh my God, when did you turn 30? That's my first question. You just turned 30? Okay, maybe you can have this one last year. This is going to be close. That was the age of death for running backs. This is 10, 15 years ago. It has slowly moved. Now it's 26. You can have a good year at 26. How old are you? 27? When did you turn 27? A couple months ago? That's probably past the line in the sand, bro. Unbelievable. I'm out. 27 years old is the new 30, 31. If you're 27, you're going to be lucky if you have another elite fantasy year. When I mean elite, I mean a running back one fantasy football season. Could you be a number 14? Sure. Could Zeke Elliott come out with his mileage and how old he is, come out and have a number 14 overall running back season? Sure. It can happen. I'm not saying these running, like even Henry could come out and he could be number 9. But Henry at his age, getting the volume that he's likely going to get, how in the heck is he going to stay healthy? This team's going to overuse him. They're going to feed him. It's not a likely thing to happen. Could it happen? Sure. Will I feel wrong? Not really, guys. It's a numbers game. There is a percentage chance. Know that. I'm not telling you he will get hurt. I'm telling you the likelihood is very, very high. Huge target on CMC's back. No other go-to player to take the pressure off. I mean, DJ Moore. Aaron Jones is out then. No, he's not out, but the likelihood of injury is very high. The difference between Aaron Jones, maybe, if I had to draw a conclusion as to why Aaron Jones might have that 1 year. Remember what I said? When you're a certain age, when you're 27, 28, it's the question's posed. How old are you? Okay, maybe you have one more year left. The reason why Aaron Jones may have, and I'm still worried about him. Like, you guys are drafting Aaron Jones at 14, 15 overall. I never was really on board with that. I don't really like him at 15, 14. I like him at the end of 2, maybe. And I might even look to shop him because Aaron Jones is injury prone. He hasn't been all that injured very often the last year or two, but he's been banged up. Like, he hasn't missed a lot of time, but he's been banged up. He's always banged up. Yeah, battery life is it's close. What are we at? We're at 14%. We can do a little bit more before we hit the car. I'll get a 10% warning and we'll hit the car. I got to plug it in. Thank you for the reminder. But Aaron Jones, the likelihood of Aaron Jones staying healthy as an every down back behind rushing up the gut all game long, which A.J. Dillon's likely going to do, the odds of Aaron Jones staying healthy at his age with his volume, based on what I've seen, him maybe getting toward that tipping point where he's starting to go downhill a little bit potentially. Like, he's right there. He might be able to stay afloat one more year. But Aaron Jones is going to be fed the football via the air. That is a little bit lighter workload and abuse on your body. Therefore, if Aaron Jones is kept from running up the gut a lot more and is utilized like where Kamara used to be utilized in terms of volume and workload a few years back, he has a real likelihood of staying healthy. Or a better likelihood. Not a high likelihood, but like a medium risk, high reward, medium to almost high risk at 15, 18 overall. And some of you may not like that. Some of you love Aaron Jones. And I don't blame you. But the dude has a lot of workload and volume to his name, mileage. I just think that it's a tough situation to be in too. You know, that offense could struggle at times. We don't know what it's going to look like. Aaron Rodgers should be able to move the ball down the field. I don't think this is a Super Bowl contending team, but they're probably a playoff contention team. They're definitely going to be fighting for a wild card spot. But if they don't utilize Aaron Jones like a wide receiver about 70% of the time, then he's going to have a higher likelihood of getting hurt. But it's a good question when someone says, well, I'm not high on Aaron Jones. So when you say, well, what about Aaron Jones? I'm not high on Aaron Jones. I'm not necessarily off Aaron Jones. But if they decide to run him full time, like a normal running back, and not use him as an Eckler back from the olden days when Eckler was more of a wide receiver rushing for like 500 yards, Aaron Jones running for 500 or 600 bills and pulling in about 800 receiving or getting like 85 to 90 receptions, that will keep him healthy. That will be very, very good for Aaron Jones' production and a higher likelihood of staying healthy. Chubb City. Philip, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure about this Chubb situation, bro. I don't know if Chubb's staying up. I think Chubb is going to be very, very hit and miss, pardon the puns, walking into the early part of the year. Why? Offense continuity, moving the chains, being in the red zone. Hunt's going to take away. Hunt's wanting out. Hunt's going to play and ball out to try and facilitate a trade. Hunt's going to try and take the job because he wants a contract and extension and everything. Whether he gets it, that's not what we're arguing. In Hunt's mind, if he balls out, he could get traded or he could get a new contract or something. Something good will happen. Hunt is not in a position where he can just like fade away and not do anything. No one's going to trade for him. He's going to have no value, no trade value. Hunt's going to try and take the job is essentially what's going on in his mind in order to get a trade, in order to get an extra contract. So Hunt's going to be out to take as much as he can. I'm not saying he'll unseat Nick Chubb. I'm just telling you, Kareem Hunt's going to be hungry. Number two, you're talking about this offense having trouble moving the football down the field. I don't care where you think the line is. I don't care where you think Brissett's at. I don't care where you think they're at as a unit, a cohesive unit without Deshaun Watson, the distractions alone. Hunt has even said this. Multiple players have said it's frustrating in practice because they literally have to practice everything in a sense, two different ways because everything's a little bit different if Watson's under center than Brissett, even though Brissett has a similar and capable skill set at times, you could almost say, in small ways. Small ways. It's still very different. Like Kareem Hunt's frustrated. Other players are frustrated. They're learning two separate ways to run a play. And that's confusing. And it's also going to lead to mistakes. They're going to see multiple 8-man fronts all the time, more so than ever. Different and more stacked box counts. This running attack is going to not have as much room or wiggle to run. Teams are going to make Brissett win the game and try and make him pass the football. And I just think that with Hunt involved there, you know what's amazing? You know what's amazing to me? How many Javonte Williams haters there are out there. Melvin Gordon doesn't hold a candle to Kareem Hunt right now at the stage in Melvin Gordon's career, which he's about to drop off. And everybody thinks, oh, based on last year's last year. I don't care about last year when you're an aging running back that has mileage up the wazoo. Okay? Maybe last year, Smitty, you're hypocritical when we talk about Javonte breaking off tackles and extrapolating that into 2022. Look, I can do whatever I want because it's my show, but I also am using my gut to drive me on which ones I can cite as examples of, yeah, last year doesn't mean anything, and cite examples of last year probably being a prognosticator of what is to come. And when I tell you this, Kareem Hunt is better than Melvin Gordon. I believe it. I'm not just running my mouth. I truly believe it. Kareem Hunt is better than Melvin Gordon by a long stretch. He's a better receiving back at this point in their careers. He's a better runner between the tackles. Yet, why are people so high on Nick Chubb and drafting him almost in the first round, but yet everybody's so down on Javonte Williams when Kareem Hunt's there to absorb everything? I don't really understand where people's minds are at when it comes to Melvin Gordon. I can't even pretend to comprehend why their objectivity is slanted and blurred when it comes to Melvin Gordon. Itty bitty Melvin Gordon. Kareem Hunt's a much bigger threat. And look at Nick Chubb. Brees will be a true number one. Bet that. I love Brees Hall. Brees Hall is a monster. Brees Hall is going to ball. He's 8 foot tall. He's going to do a hell of a job. Brees' pieces. Brees Lightning. He's going to be balling out all year long. Smitty, I hear you on Chubb seeing 8-man fronts. Can you explain how it is different for players like Naji? I mean, I'll tell you exactly how it's different. Naji is being overfed. Najee's being overfed to a risky degree. Najee, even though I like him a lot, I don't know that I'm drafting him in Dynasty in the same place because he's being overfed. He was not efficient running the football, bro. He's like 3.9 to 4. He'd range between 3.9 and 4.1 yards per carry. And it's not his fault. You know it's not his fault. Najee's a really good running back. You know it's not his fault, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You can't separate situation from player. The stats are the stats. Najee was fed so much that he compensated for all that. I don't know that Nick Chubb's going to be overfed that much. If Kareem Hunt was in Pittsburgh, do you think I'd be trotting Naji Harris out there? Because think about it. Najee with Kareem Hunt would be the same thing as Chubb with Kareem Hunt. Okay? Quarterback, you don't know what's going on with the quarterback, right? Run the ball a lot. Offensive line's better in Cleveland, but you get my point, right? If Kareem Hunt was in Pittsburgh, I would not be trotting Naji Harris out as a first-round pick. I wouldn't be doing it. Okay? That's why Nick Chubb's not a first-round pick. So when you ask me what's the difference is you got that running back there. They could feed Chubb. Like, let's say Kareem Hunt got traded. If Chubb got enough volume and caught all the passes that Naji caught, then it would be similar. But, bro, Chubb doesn't catch footballs. Naji Harris is like a receiver, bro. He's like an extra receiver on top of a running back. So it's very, very different to compare an inefficient Naji getting tons of volume. The inefficiency I'm identifying is not his problem. It's not his fault. But Najee's still getting all this work. He's being overfed, so it overcompensates for the low yards per carry, and he's super used in the passing game. So Najee's going to deliver and get tons of volume. At the end of the day, you know what this tells me? At the end of the day, that Naji Harris would be the number one overall player in fantasy football if he was ripping off 4.7, 4.8 yards per carry. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what that would tell me. That tells me that if he can do what he's doing, If he can do what he's doing in a bad offense with a bad offensive line and get overfed, worries me he's getting overfed. Likelihood of injury 2-3 years from now is very high if he continues to get overfed. Naji Harris won't last at all if he's getting fed like that. But we're talking about redraft. And in Dynasty, I'd rather draft Javonte. In Dynasty, I would draft Javonte over Naji. In Dynasty, I'd draft Javonte 2 or 1. I'm just telling you how it is. You can like it or you can not like it. In redraft, I'm taking advantage all day long in the second. Probably won't even wait to the third round. I won't want to risk it. But in redraft, Naji or Javonte round 2. In Dynasty, I know I can get away with Javonte at 2 or 3. I don't need to pick him 1, but I'm just letting you know I rank him 1 or 2. I like JT and Naji pretty darn close in Dynasty. Joe Mixon, boring and safe. I mean, it's true. He's safe, and he's not the craftiest pick, when you're making it, but he is safe. He's a good top of round 2. I think Mitchell will be solid. Mitch Trubisky will be solid for the Steelers. I don't know, broski. I don't know. Thoughts on Swift? Look, Swift has a little bit of injury risk, a little bit, but that's the only risk he has. He doesn't have the volume risk anymore. He had tons of volume risk in 2021 because Campbell and Anthony Lynn both called him the B-back. Okay, so while he had tons of upside, there's a lot of risk. Now there's no more volume risk. He's the guy, clear as day, but there's still injury risk. But you know what I always say? Can you guys still hear me well? Say, I'm okay with a little bit of risk, bro. If there's one red flag, I'm not okay when there's multiple red flags. Risk on Grease Hall. Who's Grease Hall, Doug? We don't even know who you're talking about. Grease Hall. Javonte or Kelsey? Javonte. Give me Javonte. Nick says pizza tonight. No, I had a French dip. No risk on Brees. LOL. Keep Naji for $34, ETN for $16, Kyle Pitts for 25 PPR. You can only keep one. Najee's pretty darn good value at $34, unless it's out of 100. That could be out of 100. That's out of 100. I'd probably say give me ETN. I think that's out of 200. Keep Naji out of 200, bro. Aaron Jones or ETN half PPR. Give me. I mean, Aaron Jones is getting drafted in the second round. ETN's getting drafted in the 3-4. Like, you gotta trade or do. You can't just. I can't answer that question without telling you caveats. Like I'd rather have ETN quietly, but you can't draft Aaron Jones ahead of ETN. And you could say grab your guy. No, you can't do that. You gotta play the ADP game to your advantage. And if you start reaching a round and a half on players, you're gonna get burned, 4 times out of 10, and that's gonna lose you the league. So let ADP force you to stay in certain buckets of value. You can obviously reach a little bit. I'm reaching for Javonte. Javonte's got a late second, early third round draft value right now. I'll reach up into anywhere as my second drafted player, 2.1, 2.2, 2.3. That's fine. I'm reaching inside a bucket, and I don't care if I'm reaching at the top of it, but you can't reach like multiple rounds up because you're like, grab your guy. People come in the live stream all the time, like, Smitty, you keep telling people not to draft people. You should just grab your guy. You shouldn't just grab your guy. Grab a guy where it makes sense. Grab a guy where the value is nice. Okay? Swift or Javonte. Swift is a first rounder. Javonte is a second rounder. I'm not saying Javonte will not score Swift. End of the day, like in my example of getting on a plane, I'm getting on the plane, the door's closing, I'm waving to you. The plane's going to take off right before week 1 and land in week 18. I won't know what happens. I won't see a thing, and the door's closing. You go, who outscores who, Swift or Javonte? The door's closing. Javonte! Door closed. Okay, so I want Javonte more, but you've got to caveat that thing. Wrap it up in caveats. Gift wrapped it. I got to gift wrap it in caveats because you can't draft Javonte in round 1 right now, or you're leaving value on the table. You can't do it. Javonte over Swift. End of day. Yes. Hurts is going to be a steal. Hurts is going to drop points all over the field, and people are going to remember it. Okay? Jalen Hurts is going to be an absolute monster in 2022. And if you're not on board because of 1 year where he did well and you're judging him and calling him a dink and dunk short passing quarterback, you don't know how good he is and you haven't watched his entire NFL career unfold, because that was year 1 as a starter. Year 2, his rookie year, he started 2 games and he gunslung those things for over 300 bills, bro. 300 bills this guy dropped in his first 2 NFL starts. Over 300 yards, one of which he had 3 or 4 touchdowns. So give me a break that Jalen Hurts is not able to throw the ball. Dare I say this to all the people that doubt Jalen Hurts right now? Dare I tell you some information that might blow your mind and cause a lot of people to say, no way, Smitty. Okay, here we go. Jalen Hurts is probably one of the quarterbacks most capable of having a 400-yard passing game. Do you understand what I'm saying? What does that tell you? That tells you that he is not a dink and dunk passer. What about last year, Smitty? I don't care about last year when it comes to Jalen Hurts. And yes, I do get to pick and choose what stats from last year, what scenarios from last year that I get to use in my own very own analysis. Jalen Hurts is one of the most capable quarterbacks to throw for a 400-yard game. And you're going to see it. The dude just add A.J. Brown to his weaponry. You take a player of A.J. Brown's caliber off of any team, and that quarterback's going to look a lot lesser. He didn't have the weapons last year. He now has A.J. Brown, and he now has Javonte Smith a year more mature. Goddard, it's going to be good. It's going to be a good year. Jalen Hurts is going to be one of those quarterbacks that is most capable of throwing the most amount of yards in a game during the year. Wouldn't shock me if he was in the top 6 of highest yardage totals in a single game for passing. Robert, Smitty, I'm going to re-up the text message package on your website. Do I need to create a new account? Yeah, if it was from last year, then yeah, create a new account as if it's new. If there's a delay for a few minutes, PayPal is having some issues. You can use Stripe if you want, but PayPal has a little delay, so I might have to kickstart your membership. So just be patient. And I'll see it. But bro, you get that. Get that package this year, the 75 package, or get the $199 lifetime. Get the 2 years of text, baby. Get the 2 years of text advice, baby. Appreciate you. I'll be looking for you, Robert. Jalen Hurts or Kyler Murray. Give me Hurts, man. I'm in Arizona. I'm a Cardinal fan. Give me Hurts. Appreciate you, Robert. Hey, Robert, tell everybody how good the text advice is. Tell everybody how good the text advice is. Go to thefantasyfootballshow.com, everyone. Order your one-on-one on-demand text service. Go do it live. Cowboys, baby, says Mr. TD. Cowboys are going to be high-scoring animals in 2022. The defense is going to be playmaking. They're number 1 defense last year in most fantasy football scoring formats by kind of a lot. And they're playmakers. I love the defense. I love the offense. I love CeeDee Lamb. Lamb's going to be top. It wouldn't shock me if Lamb was top 3, meaning somebody gets bumped out. I'm not saying who. Probably that would mean an injury might happen or something. But Lamb legitimately, there's an argument for Lamb being 1 to 3. And you can laugh if you want. We don't care. CeeDee Lamb, people know what's up. CeeDee Lamb is capable of 1 to 3. Capable. Not extremely likely. Capable of 1 to 3. I rank him 4. How can I put him above any of the top 3 guys? I can't, but he could be 1 to 3 capable. Lamb and Debo are the last wide receivers. You could say Diggs too. Adams kind of has that upset. There's a lot of good receivers, but I feel like Debo and CD are the final wide receivers that have the number 1 capability still left. Chase Lamb next year, Smitty's rankings, maybe TM. It wouldn't shock me if it was Chase Lamb, but Jefferson would have to have like a quarterback collapse or something like that. Like Jefferson is the best wide receiver in the NFL, talent-wise. If Cousins balls out and Cousins is going to literally rock out and have an amazing season, and then come back next year to have another good year, then Jefferson's in the top two, if not one. But Jamar Chase, I put one because of Burrow. NFC East, that's top row. Why are my pods ending? Dang it! Hold on. Gosh, should have brought my other pods. Can you guys still hear me okay? Let me know if you can hear me okay. All right, look, the AFC and NFC are crazy. The NFC, I think ultimately, end of day, the Bucks aren't going to be in the running. I think it's going to be, you can hear better? Okay. I think it's going to be in the NFC. If I'm just going to narrow it down. Don't smile for the camera, the Kamara. Easy, I'm not sure what we're talking about here. I don't know. Ron Navy in the chat. Cousins is going to have an MVP season. We know Ron Navy. Let's go. Ron Navy. Smitty, who is the king of the NFC? Trey Lance. Okay, so here's how I shake out the NFC. The Rams are the top dogs. Honestly, I believe the Niners will be second. And that's coming from the same division. The West is tough. The AFC West and the NFC West are the two toughest divisions in the National Football League. So I think the NFL Super Bowl champion is coming from the West for either the AFC or the NFC West. Probably the AFC West. Ultimately, I think the Rams are number one. The Niners are number two. Look what they did with Jimmy G last year. The defense is better. Trey's way better than Jimmy G. Leaps and bounds better. So what do you think the result's going to be? Debo, Ayuk, Danny Gray, Kittle, Mitchell, Ty Davis Price. It's unbelievable. Number 3, if I had to guess, is going to be the Cowboys. Then I'd probably say the Packers. That's my NFC. My AFC is going to be constructed of majority of AFC West teams. I think it's probably going to be the Chargers that win it all. They'll win the division in the West. I think maybe one of the remaining 3 AFC West teams is left out of the playoffs because it's hard to imagine all 3 of the wild card spots going to the remaining AFC West teams, because that means that no other team in the entire AFC makes the playoffs other than the division winners and the 3 of 4 AFC West teams that don't win the division. Highly unlikely to happen, which means that either the Chiefs, the Raiders, or the Denver Broncos don't make the playoffs. And they probably have double-digit wins. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. So, in the Vikings have a shot for sure. Yeah, I should have put the Vikings in there, Ron. Sorry. I don't know that they're going to be... I think they'll be right there with Green Bay. So, I'm sorry I left that out. Maybe I subconsciously left it out so I could get you to comment. I don't know. So, Vikings and Packers, very, very close. In the AFC, it's going to be, in my opinion, and you can get mad at me all you want, you can say the Raiders are amazing. I'm going to say the Raiders have double-digit wins and don't make the playoffs, because I can't envision playing each other twice, the AFC West beating each other up. I can't see all 3 of the non-division winners in the AFC West making a wild card spot grab, and the rest of the league doesn't have any wild card spot people besides the league division winners going to the playoffs. So, and the Raiders are going to be tough, and that's why it's going to be tough to hear it. Because if Raiders fans are in here, they're going to be like, what are you talking about? The Raiders are the best team in the league. Like, everyone's going to feel that way about their team. But it's either the Chiefs or the Raiders. I don't think the Broncos are... I mean, the Broncos, I guess they could have some continuity problems too. One of the teams in the AFC West is not going to make the playoffs, is my prediction. That means there's one more wild card spot left. That means the Buffalo Bills win their division. The Colts win their division.
The Ravens win their division, and then it probably comes down to I don't know. Maybe it is the Raiders. Maybe all three of those teams. I don't even know if it's possible. It probably is, but I don't even know mathematically if I'm going to run into some problems. I don't know if it's going to be like the Dolphins. The Dolphins? Could the Dolphins be the one wild card team that is not AFC West? Or is it going to be all three of the AFC West? I don't know. Thank you, Kenny. I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry. Bengals win the division. Why did I say Ravens? I'm sorry. I meant Bengals. I'm sorry. I take that back. I retract that. No. So the Ravens or the Dolphins will grab the wild card spot. I apologize. Bengals win the division. I had them winning the division last year. Why would I not have winning the division this year? I'm sorry, my bad. Bengals, Buffalo Bills, Indianapolis Colts, LA Chargers, and the wild card spots will be. I'm sorry, I'm doing this by memory, so I'm spitballing it. So pardon me if I'm messing up here or there. Bengals win the division. I apologize. So Bengals, Colts, Buffalo Bills, and the Chargers win the division. Okay, that leaves you 3 wild card spots. There are 3 teams in the AFC West that should have a nice, solid chance of grabbing them. Right? Chiefs, Broncos, and the Raiders. I think the Chiefs will grab it. I think Mahomes is too good. Maybe they won't win the Super Bowl. Maybe they'll lose their first playoff game. I don't know, but I think they win. They'll win a wild card spot. I think that's one. The second wild card spot goes to either the Broncos or the Raiders. I think it's going to probably be the Broncos. That's me. So that leaves the Raiders, the Ravens, the Dolphins. Who else am I leaving out? It's tough to say. Like Patriots, no. Sorry. Jets, no. They're a year or a year and a half away, but they are turning things around. But they're a year and a half away. Not Pittsburgh. Bills are winning the division. Mr. TD already said that. Who else am I missing? Who else is going to grab a wild card spot? It's Buffalo. It's the Ravens, or it's the Raiders that grabbed the last wild card spot, in my opinion. So I don't know. I mean, it could be any one of those 3 teams, to be honest. Like the Miami Dolphins could blow everybody out of the water. Maybe Tua's going to be like, maybe we've had the wrong goggles on the entire time. Maybe we've had Tua goggles that have made him look blurry, and we need to take them off, and he looks normal. I mean, who knows? Tua's looking pretty decent right now, to be honest. I don't know that he's amazing, but he's looking good. He's looking good. Not amazing, he's looking good. You know, part of it is Tyreek Hill's making him look good, because anybody can throw to Tyreek Hill. You throw a ball up and he just runs under it perfectly, and it looks like it was thrown good. Like, it's kind of tough. Jaguars, Seahawks. Easy Game says my bold predictions: Jaguars versus the Seahawks. What? What, bro? I don't have my take a lap button, but what? What just happened? Jaguars, Seahawks. Am I worried about Stafford? A little bit, not a lot. Not a lot. People are yeah, that is pretty wild, man. I've never Seahawks, I mean, wow. Is Geno or Locke going to lead him to it? That's great. That's bro. Eagles grab a wild card possible. Oh yeah, you know, why didn't I say the Eagles? I'm spitballing it from the car. So Eagles grab it. That's it. It's decided. Here we go. Smitty's final. Let's draw this up. Let's draw this up. Let's do this live. Let's do this live. We're doing it live. We'll do it live. Oh, I just wrote on pants. This is it. This is it. It's final. Smitty's predictions. And we don't know if they're going to play each other. You know, we obviously don't know you know, seeding. Okay, so in the NFC, it's hard to write on a box, especially when you're holding a phone that's plugged in. Let's unplug it for a second. I think we'll be okay. In the NFC, we'll go Rams. Let's put the Niners over here. Let's go with Green Bay. And Dallas. Woo! Any objections? I know you're going to object, but like any major objections. This is my prediction. Woo! Sean says, WTF, no way. Why? What's wrong with this? Tell me what's wrong with it. The Bucks? I just told you why. I just told you Bucks. Tom Brady's taken off August. He's also older. I don't like it. So aside from the Bucks, what are we doing here? Vikings. Ron Navy, where are you at? Vikings taking out Green Bay? Minnesota is the wild card. Rams aren't missing the playoffs, bro. Come on. I don't think this is that crazy. The only thing that's not on here are the Vikings and the Bucks, which is arguable. Okay. Vikings, Ron says, Lamb to the moon. Yes, sir. Commanders, no thanks. No way Bucks missing the playoffs, says Avi. Let's see. We'll see. I mean, the only spot that I think is movable is this Dallas pick, but maybe it will be Philly. I don't know. Okay. Over here, we have Chargers. We have Buffalo. And again, we don't know who's playing who, but we're just going to write it out like this. We've got Cincinnati. Let's see here. We got a couple Raiders votes. I don't know about the Raiders, bro. I don't even know if it, like, this can be crazy. It's tough to know. I'm going to go with KC. So then we're going to make the Chargers advance against the Bills. Chargers advance. Over on this side, we've got the Rams versus the Cowboys. The Rams advance. Over here, I'm going to say San Francisco advances, and this is not me being a San Francisco fan. I'm not a San Francisco fan. This team did this last year with Jimmy G, and they're improved, I really believe. And then I'm going to say Rams advance, unfortunately for the Niners, but I think the Niners have a shot. And then give me the Super Bowl winner Chargers. There we go. That is Smitty's prediction. I might even have to use this box to return something on Amazon, and we'll just leave it like this. We'll even sign it. some poor sap's gonna get this and be like, oh, there's a let's see here. Colts are going to be nasty. AFC stacked. I love how everybody's got an opinion on this, though. It's the funniest thing to do. There's always so many people that will disagree with you. Baba's going to get that. Yeah, this is going out. SoFi, Chargers, Bills, championship. At least 2 sleeper teams. Seahawks versus Jaguars. Come on, bro. Except you got it wrong. Trey Lance season. I'm the one that told you about Trey Lance season, Philip. You can't tell me Trey Lance season. There's no one that has been higher on Trey Lance than me. I told you about Trey Lance, pal. Sean says Bills, Bucks. I don't think the Bucks make the playoffs. I just don't. I think, honestly, I think the Vikings, Eagles have a better shot than the Bucks at making the playoffs. Why are you dead, easy game? What about this is making you laugh? Because this looks really, really good to me. I love how everybody's got an opinion on it. This is the one thing where people literally act like you're wrong. like you can't have a different opinion. It's like, oh my God, I can't believe you don't have the Bucks on here. Things happen. Look, you know how many people were in here screaming at me when I said this was going to happen last year? Where's everybody now? Where's everybody now? Huh? This ain't going to happen, Smitty. And how am I going to use this box now? How am I going to use this box now? Way to go. Way to rile me up and sabotage the box. There goes a real good box. Now I got to find another box. You know how many people told me that over and over? Ravens wild card, maybe. The only one I want to put in there is the Eagles, but yeah, I mean, what's funny about everybody telling me the Bucks. Look, anybody that's been around long enough, Ron, I know you have. You and I are old dogs. You know this better than anybody. The time's going to come, man. He's older and he's skipping August right now. He's sitting out another 10 or 11 days to go spend time at home when he should be in camp. There's no work-life balance in August. Something's going on in his head. I think he regrets coming back to this team. I think he wanted to go to Miami. He thought he was getting traded to Miami. That was literally what he thought was going to happen at one point. I don't think he wants to come back to this team. I don't think Brady wants to be there anymore. I'm not saying he walks away right now or anything, but I think he made a mistake. I don't think he wants to play. Betting against Brady, look, it's going to happen, bro. It's going to happen. The man is in his 40s, and he's playing on a team with a lot of new wide receivers, and he's leaving in August to go to Six Flags or something. I don't think it's that crazy to predict a decline for Tom Brady. Brady just going on a retreat. I don't know. You guys, this game, I've been in this game a while. I've seen Emmitt Smith fall off. I've seen Marshall Faulk fall off. I've seen quarterbacks fall off that felt like they were invincible. It happens all the time. Brett Favre coming back. Didn't work. You know, at some point you fall off. Smitty, my draft is tomorrow. Saquon or Javonte. What do you think I'm going to say, Lightning Films? What do you think? Take a guess as to what I'm going to tell you. Bills win the Super Bowl without Tom. Drew Brees. I mean, it happens all the time. It's funny that people act like it can't happen to Tom Brady. He's the oldest, he's the best example of somebody to worry of that happening. You know, he's even admitted that he doesn't know if he made the right choice. Brady drinks from the lake Minnetonka, maybe. Javonte season, yep. Brady now is like when I started betting against Chuck Liddell. The writing was on the wall. Fountain of youth. Without Brady, don't think 35-year-old Brady skips these. That's what I'm saying, Cody. There's no way 2 years ago Brady wouldn't have skipped August at all. Something's going on. I'm not saying he's retiring again, but I wouldn't be shocked if something's going through his mind right now where he's like, maybe stepping away makes him excited again, and he comes back and he wants to stay. But I bet you a part of him doesn't want to play. It doesn't make sense. Why would you step away? Everyone's calling me crazy right now, but why would you step away in August? Don't give me that life family balance answer. You're an NFL player, and you're the greatest of all time at that. You're the GOAT. You're the GOAT. You don't get time off in August when you're a football player. It's like walking into a job and saying, I'm here for accounting job, but during accounting times, right in April, I'm going to take April off. You think an accountant takes April off? You think Michael K. CPA takes April off? This is the equivalent of Michael K. CPA taking off the month of April in March. Is Michael K. going to take it off? No. Am I taking off August? That'd be like me coming to you and going, guys, and I'm sure a lot of you would be amazing about it. I'm not saying that you wouldn't, and I'm not saying people shouldn't protect their mental health, but we live in a world now where it's like you can't even say your honest opinion about it. You can't do that in the NFL. There's no, you take care of yourself and walk away and expect to win a Super Bowl that year. You think I could walk away in the middle of August and say, I'll be back, guys, sorry, I got to spend time with them? This is my job. This is my job. I can't walk away in August. I can't. I don't want to. And that's another thing. I don't want to walk away in August. I'll spend time with the family in January, February, and March. I don't need to walk away in August. I don't want to walk away in August. I'm dedicated to my craft. I'm excited about my craft. What does that tell you about Tom Brady? He potentially doesn't want to play. LeBron would take it off. LeBron would fake a fall. He stepped away so he could finalize his Fox deal. Brady taking a Lenny break. Hopefully he doesn't come back about 40 lbs up. Can you imagine Brady coming back with a big old heavy face? He's like, hey guys. Oh man, that would be crazy. He made his wife a promise, probably. It doesn't matter. Like, he also made a change. I'm going to come back to play. I don't buy any of that. I don't buy any of that. I made a promise to go on a vacation but no. He's an NFL player. He's the greatest of all time. He's playing in August. One more hurrah. You don't take off August. I don't care if you had a vacation planned. I don't care if you had a cruise planned. I don't care if you had anything planned. You're an NFL player. There are players that have their children are born. Family members pass away and they go on the field that day. I'm not saying you have to do that. It's a part of it, but people are that dedicated to their craft. And when you see a moment where somebody that's been dedicated to their craft, like Brady has their entire time, not be dedicated to the craft, why is everybody acting like this isn't a big deal? And BTG saying this is a common thing that people say, and I understand why you say it. It's a common response is they don't need him in the preseason. They need him right now in practice to get ready. Do you think? Imagine Josh Allen not being there for the Buffalo Bills right now. What are you going to How are you going to prepare the team? How are you going to run the plays? How are you going to change offensive, situations and blocking schemes and different things you might be trying out? How are you going to do any of that? How are you going to get Julio and Russell Gage on par? Russell Gage has been injured. Now he comes back or whatever. Can't even build rapport with his quarterback. There's a lot of different dynamics at play. It's not just about Brady. It's not just about Brady. Will Brady be okay? Brady will be okay. Will he have mixed signals and bad rapport with his teammates who aren't ready? There aren't a bunch of Bradys on the team. There's one Brady and everybody else that's got to jive with him. Coach would be pissed in Buffalo. The thing is, Josh Allen wouldn't do it. And the thing is, the old Brady wouldn't do it. Brady from 2 years ago he would laugh at you. Are you going to take August off? What do you mean take August off? No, I'm not going to take August off. We have things to do. We have a season to prepare for. We have a championship to win. It's not good. That's all I'm saying. And a lot of people are dissecting this one-dimensionally. You're either commenting about, I don't think it's bad because he'll be good, he'll come in and he'll be fine. He won't have any rust. That's one part. What about my other part? I'm arguing two pieces here. What about, why is his head not there? He wouldn't have done this in the past. He doesn't want to play, I don't think. I'm not saying he'll retire, but I think he doesn't want to play. I think he maybe made a mistake. I think maybe he doesn't feel like this team can win, maybe. And so he's like, why go through it all? But there's two components here. He wouldn't have done this in another year, and he could have rust, or the team's going to have rust because of it. This is a vital time for a team to get prepared. You don't just leave and say, okay, everything will be fine. They're working on things. And if they're not working on things because he's gone and they're waiting for him, they're delayed on working on things. This is not a time you leave. Jacobs, Monty Gibson. Bro, they're all very risky. He has been doing this 20 years, plus his last year, he's going at it in a different way. He won't leave. LOL. Okay, Sean. I respect your opinion, but I don't think this is good. It's not a good thing. It's not going to help. It's not going to help their odds of being successful. I'll tell you that right now. Whether it ends up being something we really even notice, I just think he's going to potentially have that he could have that drop-off year. He's the oldest to ever be doing this. It's going to happen at some point, I bet you Brady, he had plans from his retirement period and wife got pissed. Maybe, but it doesn't matter, bro. Like, he decided to come back, and that's going to change all those plans. I know they said that it was in the plans or in the works, but they also came out and said that it's family and work-life balance. They didn't need to come out and say that. They could have just said, look, he had an engagement plan to go do something, and he did it. Why are they coming out talking about any kind of balance at all? Why not just say he had plans? Why do they need to come out and address that he needs a work-life balance? I don't understand that. No, Sean Moreno, Monty, and Javonte. TM says eyeball emojis. What are you saying about Javonte, bro? Enough Brady talk, he's the GOAT. Well, you guys are the ones saying it, so I'm responding to all your questions. It's all up to you what we talk about. 107 of you in here. Appreciate you all being here. Is Zach Ertz worth drafting? Yeah, I think he's worth drafting. McDaniels isn't announcing Waller about what? The Becton injury doesn't concern me anymore. I mean, they signed their guy today, so I'm feeling pretty good about it. I feel pretty good about it. Hit the like button. Thank you, Edward, for hitting the like button. 83 minutes we've been going. 96 of you in the building. 94 thumbs up. Appreciate every single one of you. You guys absolutely rock. The phone's about to die. I better plug it in. We are going to lose. Oh, man. Woo. That was close. Brady is great. He knows what he needed to get the job done. He'll be fine. I mean, bro, everybody says that about everybody the year they fall off. Like, no one knows exactly when it'll happen. But maybe you're right. Smitty, who is the best rookie wide receiver? Give me two options. Drake London and Olave. Tom Brady 12 getting his blood replaced with younger blood, says Mr. TD. One hit for Brady and his body is going to be done. There's opinions all over the place, though. Everybody's either mad at me or they're not for the topic. I know it seems like an uncomfortable topic. I don't really know why. Like, why is this the topic that irritates so many people? I mean, we got a lot of Buck fans. I don't get it. It's a pretty logical argument. Like, why would you do it? Like, why are more people not talking about it? Is what I'm thinking. Why am I the only one with a very aggressive stance on this? I don't get it. To me, it's like I'm screaming and yelling in my head about it. I'm like, how on earth do you take off like 2 weeks during August, and everybody else is calm about it. He's the GOAT. He'll be fine. The team's going to twiddle their thumbs in August and wait for him. Played video games, you know? Run routes with different quarterbacks. Okay, and then you go and do it with Brady. It's going to be on. Mark my words. The Bucs are going to look very out of tune. Come to me in week 1 and 2 and 3, and let's talk about it. Maybe I'll be wrong. I have Stafford in a dynasty. What would you do, Smitty? I mean, of course I'm trying to upgrade him, bro. Yeah, people do get emotional about LeBron and Brady. It is weird. Let's see what Doug's saying. Doug, do you ever not troll? Why be mad? He is the champion for this year. You will see Bucs versus the Chargers. Tom had to take a trip to EPS Island. Help Smitty 14 teamer, half PPR, running back, or wide receiver, or running back, wide receiver. You don't go in with a plan, Ricky. Ricky, you know me better than that. Ask me that question. You don't go into with a plan. You don't go with a plan. Give me 2 names and I'll tell you which one to draft, and give me another 2 names and I'll tell you what to draft. But you can't go in and draft a position, bro. Go in a blindfold, Ricky, and just put your hand in a hat and pull out a running back. Gonna go running back. Who am I gonna get? Oh, I got Mixon in round 1. Oh well, he was in my tier. I'll take it. Pick for me. Hey, who do you want next in the second round? Pick for me. Surprise me. Yeah, that's what that feels like. I mean, you could kind of predict, right? Like at 12-13, I'm still like a Swift to Javonte. I'm taking Javonte in the second round. I don't care where. Best value out of your moon men, Javonte, Brees, or Etienne? Javonte. I love Brees Hall. He wins leagues. Javonte might win more leagues than Brees Hall now if he's going at the end of round 2. Obviously, I have picks 1 and 6, so I'm hoping JT and Jefferson or JT and Eckler. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'd take JT and Jamar Chase or JT and Jefferson. You'll get one of them probably at 5, bro. Or at 6, I bet. Chase has been dropping past 6. I've Chase over JJ, but I have JJ and Chase real close. Elijah Moore or St. Brown? St. Brown by a hair, but I love both of them. I'd say more than a hair, but I love both of them. Kenneth Walker, what about him, Philip? Grease Hall should be picked to the 4th round. We don't know who Grease Hall is, Doug. Why no snapbacks? I don't know why. Snapbacks to me, I don't like snapbacks. And I know they're coming back in the style, but I'm not. Like I remember I had a fitted hat, or I asked for a fitted hat from somebody, and they were like, and then I told 2 people about it. I'm like, yeah, the hat company I'm working with. They said, what do you want? What do you want? I go, do you have any fitted? Do you have any flex fit? And they're like, and then my buddies a little bit younger than me were like, flex fit, the snapback, man. I don't get it. I don't get why fitted hats or flex fit are not still a thing. They're so comfortable. Snapback, you got the plastic pressing up against your forehead. I'm not into snapbacks, bro. I'm not into them. I don't get it. This is like the short shorts on dudes. I'm not into the short shorts on dudes. I can't do that. I'm not going to walk around showing my more than 3/4 of my thighs to everybody, sitting there in a chair, drinking iced coffee with my thighs showing like the sun reflecting off them. Like I feel like snapback hats, short shorts for men, and I don't know what else goes hand in hand with that. But I don't like, I'm not into this short dude thing. I don't get it. It's not a trend that I'm picking up. You know? You're just too close to everything when you start I mean, that's just not the way it's supposed to be done, in my opinion. Open toe sandals on guys too. I don't know. Closed sandals kind of sound old school. Like I almost feel like. I mean, I guess it depends. Like I'm about like Adidas sandals, and those don't always have closed. I mean, they do have closed. Yeah, the Adidas, like the plastic Nike or like the plastic looking Nike. Yeah, probably like those better than open toe. Yeah, I might agree with you on that. It took me a minute to kind of picture what them. Yeah, I need to get some more of those slides. Yeah, I had some Adidas ones that I ripped, but I do miss those. They're like kind of plastic feeling. I can't stand the ones that like feel like they collect dirt and you're putting your feet in them and they're like, it feels like you're walking on cement. Smitty, Adidas or Nike? I love both, bro. I love both. Smitty rocking Crocs? No. I wear short shorts. What's wrong with that? Dougie, read the room. I got first pick. No one repeats running back 1. Who will it be? You need to trade down, young man, if you're not going to take JT. I used to be flex fit only, but now it's trucker style snapback only for me. Short shorts are for okay. Well, yeah, I'm definitely not into the short thing for myself, but I will take a flex fit all day long. Long socks or short? I like both. Depends on the sock. If the sock's got game and it's got like nice patterns and colors, I'll wear those about mid-high. I think socks with slides are now cool again. That was definitely not cool, 10, 15 years ago. Kamara, Jones, or Barkley. Give me Jones, then Kamara, or Kamara, then Jones, then Barkley. I'd probably take the chance in one league on Kamara over Barkley, but then in the next league, side by side, I'd take Barkley, I suppose. But I don't love the 1.1 because 1 through 6 is all close to me, even though JT should be amazing. Sock check. Yellowstone, Ozark, and what other show? Yellowstone, Ozark, and Last Kingdom on Netflix. Or Kingdom on Peacock, which is about MMA. And it's a fictional show about a family that owns a gym, an MMA gym. Kingdom and Last Kingdom. And Spartacus on Netflix. Favorite food? Steak. Who doesn't like a steak? You can eat it in your short shorts and your open-toed sandals anywhere you want in America. Seinfeld or Cheers? Seinfeld. Come on. Breaking Bad. I mean, yeah, everybody's seen that. Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, Sopranos, probably the top 3 shows of all time. Would you trade Aaron Jones for A.J. Dillon in Dynasty? Maybe. But if you could win now, no. Blackbird on Amazon is great, says Logan. I'll have to check it out. The Boys, I couldn't get into it. I'll try and watch it again. Draft coming up. I'm thinking of going up, down, down, left, right, BA, then select. You forgot start. Select start. Up, down, down, left, right, BA, select start. Oh. All right, guys. 93 minutes, hour and a half. We're done. Appreciate everybody. See you all tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern. Unless there's breaking news on Deshaun Watson, I cannot envision the NFL putting that man on the field tomorrow. I cannot see the NFL doing it. So I imagine we're doing an emergency Deshaun Watson live stream to announce this year-long suspension, but that's me guessing. I just cannot see the NFL. The optics of it are horrible. Put Deshaun Watson on the field? I don't think so. Later, Graveyard Crew. Appreciate you. Peace out. See you tomorrow. Live if there's breaking news. If not, 7 p.m. Eastern later.